Right, hi guys. So basically, I just wanted to share this really good news. I'm uploading a video now. I did it a very quick one. It's about 6 minutes long. Bit rushed, and I was outside what am I on about? Yeah, well, it is St Pancras and King's Cross. So King's Cross, St Pancras, whatever way you say it. Anyway, because I've had a really productive day, and I wanted to share my exciting news with you guys, because the thing is, over the last few weeks or whatever, I've started to get really depressed, get really down, get quite snappy, a bit angry at times, and this, that, and the other, and kind of just starting to lose the whole, I don't know, what's the point kind of thing, you know what I mean? What's the point anymore? Blah blah blah. My life's crap. Blah blah blah. All this sort of thing. You know, and also sort of falling into a lot of self-pity around it as well, to be quite honest. So there's self-pity, but there was, you know, I was getting depressed, and anyway. So the thing is, like I say, today, like I say, I went to do this help with this research project of this lady who works. Sorry, she's a student or something. I'm not sure exactly. Maybe that's something else I should have asked. Actually, you know, you always think of things afterwards, don't you? You always think of things. Oh, I should have asked this. And I should have asked that. No. Anyway, the thing is that I say I'm not sure exactly what she's a student of. From the criteria and what she's, some of, you know, the fact that I met her at another sort of talk that I did with emergence and so forth and so forth. Thing is that I presume it's around sort of social subjects of some description, whether that's social work, whether that's I don't know, maybe she's, well, because one of the things she said, and the reason why I was hesitating, because I was thinking I was going to say maybe she's going to be maybe she's a trainee therapist or something like that, but she actually said at one point in our little meeting today of 2 hours, that, and it wasn't just me, there was like 6 other guys there, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think it was either 5 or 6 other guys, as well as me, and as well as the lady doing the PhD research project. Anyway, so the whole thing is centered around, and in fact, I've got the thing somewhere. It's over there, and I'm not being funny, but I don't want to get up, walk over, cut this, then blah, blah, blah. I just want to carry on waffling without having to interrupt necessarily. Anyway, I'll mention it again at some point. But so the gist of it is that she's doing research around the correlations between offending and trauma. That's the basic of it. It's a little bit more broader than that perhaps as well, or a little bit more detailed, but you know, so it encompasses like homelessness, drug addiction, stuff like that, and how those things play a part within offending and sort of thing and what have you. Anyway, that's just a brief overview of the thing. But so, as I said, I didn't know who was going to be there. I kind of had a feeling at first that it would maybe just me, her, and a couple of her other colleagues or people from, because we met at a place called St Mungo's, St Mungo's Broadway, which is a homeless charity that's worked with homeless people, but it's now much more than just that. Again, you know, these organisations, especially when they start off, I mean, I think it's been going about 40 years or something. And when these organisations, they inevitably spread out into other fields and so forth and whatever, blah blah blah. So again, I don't want to do a long potted history of that necessarily, because I want to really tell you and focus about this job that I'm going to get. Now, the chap that I bumped into, he works for an organisation, and that's SHP. I think it stands for Single Homeless Person Project or something. So anyway, the thing is that they, you know, got some funding, this, that, and the other, blah blah blah, and he's setting up or has set up, but is always recruiting other people like myself as peer mentors. So people that will be working with hard to reach traditionally very entrenched homeless people who have been like that for years, or have had other services try to intervene, had the interventions in that sense with other homeless organisations and not got anywhere with it, sort of thing. So anyway, like I say, hopefully, I keep saying that because maybe it's because there's in the back of my mind, there's a part of me kind of like, I've had so many knockbacks in the last 4 or 5 years where I've tried to get employment, and for one reason or another it's gone wrong, you know what I mean, and it's not materialised, either because it was promised and then for some reason it went wrong and the job wasn't there anymore, or then it was promised and then somebody else along the line decided, no, we don't want to employ this person, and then there was another one about where it was a technical issue, and just one thing after another, do you know what I mean, where knockback after knockback after knockback after knockback, and you can imagine that over time that really knocks your confidence, I mean, it was bad enough that I was coming from a homeless position, for 20 odd years, never had any real work experience, and so just coming from that background itself, it's extremely difficult, do you know what I mean? So anyway, so like I said, thing is, I met the chap, we met in another group when I was doing something for Emergence, like I say, about 4 or 5 months back now, and we met at East London University, I think it was, and it was a sort of was it 2 hours or half a day, can't quite remember exactly how long the thing was, but it was all again centred around mental health issues and stuff like that, and all that, that sort of general field, mental health, homelessness, addiction, and so forth and so on, and then services in general. So anyway, like I say, that's where I met Martin, and like I say, we chatted back then, and we exchanged information even back then, but you know what it's like, or maybe you don't, I don't know, but you meet people, various different functions or whatever, this, that and the other, and then you exchange phone numbers or whatever, and you put it to one side, and other things take over and you get distracted and you're busy doing other things or whatever, and you put them on the back burner and you kind of forget them, sort of thing. So I'm glad that I went out today, because today was really, really hard. Like I say, I've been feeling quite down, quite depressed and quite fed up and all the rest of it, and although I'd made the effort, I went to bed really, really early, super early for me. I think I got to bed, finally got my head down round about 11:45, 11:15, 11:45, something like that, and that's mega early for me, because I was determined I was going to get a full 8 hours sleep, make sure I get up nice and early, because I was going to have to walk from here to Southwark, where it was based at. And then, although I was just googling it actually just to check it out, and I actually mentioned it in the dialogue box. When you look at the video, if you read the dialogue box, you'll see. But basically, it's only about 2 miles, 2.5 miles from here to there. Now it doesn't sound a lot, and for some people who are fit and healthy and don't smoke and haven't got a lot of weight on them and getting old like me, and all the rest of it, and a million other excuses I can think of. Well, not really excuses, but the thing is, I had a really heavy bag. I had my heavy bag with me, and it is really heavy. It was really biting into my shoulder. I felt really, really tired, and that's the other thing. Weirdly, even though I'd gone to bed earlier, I still woke up feeling really, really tired. I felt really exhausted this morning. So anyway, facing all that, and the fact that it was raining out there, so that really helped. I felt really even more depressed, kind of thing, and so I'm traipsing down the road. It was a real struggle with that heavy bag. I was extremely tired. I felt quite ill for a little while. Do you know what I mean? I felt physically unwell, but I was determined to get to this thing, because one, I'd promised the lady, and we'd been corresponding through emails back and forth. Anyway, I'd promised that I was going to be that. 2, I was interested in what she was doing, and I was curious about it, and I like to be involved in these things, and I like to think that I've made some sort of contribution to something that may evolve into something bigger further down the line. Do you know what I mean? Even if I've just had a small contribution to it, it's nice to think about that. And like I said, I'm just generally interested as well. And plus the fact, you know, and again, I'll be honest about this. The thing is, there was also a little bit of a monetary incentive. Now, it wasn't going to be a lot. It was like, I thought it was going to be about 10 quid, you know, bus fare kind of thing. It turned out to be a little bit more than that, but not much. You know what I mean? It was just under £20. Do you know what I mean? Which, hey, you know, I'm not knocking that by any, believe me, I've managed to buy some food with that and get myself some smokes as well, although I know smokes aren't a priority, but hey, in some ways they are for me. But anyway, again, I'm not going to get into all the ins and outs of all that, but like I said, the thing is that that's allowed me to get some bits and bobs that I needed, but as I said, the ultimate prize of the day, if you like, and don't get me wrong, I'm not discounting any of what I did earlier on with that lady and the group that we were working with, because I really enjoyed that. It was great. It gave me a sense of feeling valued again. Felt like I had a bit of a purpose. Felt you know, because when you isolate, and funny enough, when I think about it, do you know, the thing is that, granted, the main thing is I've got a roof over my head. So that straight away, that gives me a massive advantage over somebody that hasn't got a home. You know, and plus the fact, you know, like I say, you know, I've got a home, I've got somewhere to come back to, somewhere I can, you know, it's my retreat, my bolt hole, if you like, a place my sanctuary, whatever. A place where I can sit back, relax, recharge, and then go out and face the world again for the following day. Anyway, so the thing is, like I said, I was really struggling, and I, you know, like I say, a part of me didn't. Well, it wasn't so much I didn't want to go, because like I said, I'd made the effort deliberately. I was determined to get there. It's just that it was a massive effort. Do you know what I mean? And so for me, I've kind of backtracked on myself there. Sorry, I'm distracted because I'm just uploading now. Literally, I've just published now my new video telling you guys all about my day today, very quickly at St Pancras and King's Cross. Sorry, I just realised I backtracked on myself. What I'm trying to say is that, like, I wasn't trying to take anything away from the old experience of today and feeling included, having a purpose, having a sense of involvement in something other than my own stuff that's going on all the time in my head, you know what I mean? Worrying about money and where's the next food coming from, and you know, this, that and the other, and da-da-da and blah blah blah, do you know what I mean? Instead of having to worry about all of that, do you know what I mean? Going out and actually doing something that would be productive, do you know what I mean? And so it energised me in that sense, and it just felt good to be around people like myself, so my peers, with lived experience like myself, and working alongside professionals who then, you know, we're hopefully passing on our knowledge and stuff to them that helps inform them, and hopefully brings the next generation of people, so that you know, the people like myself that are out there now and will come along at some point in the future, that they will have a better quality of service, do you know what I mean, and won't have to experience half of the things that I went through. So, like I say, you know, it's a fantastic feeling, and I really enjoyed that today, and I really appreciated that. And that's not just going to be it. We're going to be involved further. It's going to be another about 6 months before we meet up with this lady again, but we'll be corresponding through emails and stuff and what have you. But we'll have another meet up. I'm not sure exactly how many sessions she's planned. I can't remember off the top of my head. It's a 3-year project that she's got going anyway, but whether we're involved through the whole 3 years, I don't know. But anyway, like I said, the thing is that it's nice to be involved in that, but then meeting Martin, who, as I said, I met at that other the other group thing that we did, and reconnecting, and then, like I say, we come out of there, the St Mungo's Broadway place, after we'd done all the session with that person and whatever. We come out of there, and we're walking down the road chatting, you know, what have you. I'm having a fan, he's having a fan, and he was heading back to his office, which, like I say, is at St Pancras and King's Cross, near there anyway, just 5-minute walk from there, whatever. So, and like I guess he just assumed I was going to go straight home, and I kind of toying with that idea because now I've got the money. I thought I'll go and get some food in and da da da. But then I thought to myself, do you know what? This is the first day in a good while I've actually been out and about and in central London, even though I've walked there. Do you know what I mean? At least I'm in central London now, and I'm thinking I'd love to do a couple of videos because I love doing my videos, especially out and about. I love doing my videos. So I thought, well, you know, I'm not going to go straight home. So anyway, so he's saying like, oh, I'm going this and blah, blah, blah. So I said, yeah, no, I'm not. I said, I was thinking of going into central London anyway. He says, well, are you doing anything right now? Blah, blah, blah. I said, well, no, not really. He says, well, do you want to come to the office? So I thought, yeah, why not? You know, it'd be great to see the office and see what you guys do and blah, blah, blah. And then that kind of went on from there, and we got talking more. Because he's always wanted me as one of the peer mentors. He always wanted to try to get me on board and what have you. And I've always been wanting to get on board as well, sort of thing. It's just, again, it's that, like I said, you know, when you sort of put things on the back burner kind of thing. So it was a really productive day. I really enjoyed meeting all his colleagues in the office there. There's a few things that I could be helping with already straight away. He was saying there's a couple of people there that, you know, around the anger group thing and this, that and the other. So already I've, you know, there's stuff there that I could be doing that I could help out with and what have you. So, you know, the thing is, this is great to be on board with this. And like I say, this is all the paperwork that I've got to fill in. So I've got to do all this at some point. I've got to get this done by the weekend. So it's a drag, but he said to me as well, don't worry too much about it. Just get as much information on there and get most of the relevant information that's really vital and important. Get that bit on there, but the rest of it, don't worry, don't fret too much about it, he says. Because like I said, they're just really, really keen for me to get on board, and I'm really keen to get on board as well. So, and as I said, just as long as I keep keep my foot on the gas pedal, as it were, and keep this moving, then this will definitely happen. This will definitely happen. So it's not going to be one of those where it's a promise and this, that, and da, da, da. This is definitely happening. And if for some unforeseen reason that it doesn't, then I don't know. I think from the way I spoke to Martin, I think he will try and make it happen. I think. But obviously, if there's only a certain amount he can do as well, do you know what I mean? So I've got to be realistic about it. But, like I said, that's just me being very pessimistic and thinking the worst. Where my brain goes to that default mechanism, the glass half empty, not half full. Do you know what I mean? So I have to really work hard on that. So anyway, the point is that I'm determined to say, no, this is in the bag, I'm getting this job, I'm determined to get this job. It's something I really want to do, I'm really passionate about it, I really want to do this job. And like I say, I am really looking forward to it. Now, like I say, I was making this video because I just wanted to share my excitement with you guys. I wanted to share my, because this is really, really good. And also, I'm noticing my energy levels are a lot lower than they have been in the past. So I'm just wondering whether there's something physically going on with me. Now, it could be just that this house, as I've said to you on a few videos now, you may have noticed, this house gets extremely hot. It's hot in here again. Now, I have got a thermostat, and there is sort of some controls in the kitchen in terms of the boiler. But to be perfectly honest with you, I'm frightened to touch it because it's only recently that I've managed to get the heating kit back in again, to be quite honest, because it had stopped working. Now, okay, luckily it was over the summer period, so kind of didn't really need it during the summertime. But when it started getting colder, especially at night, and I started fiddling around with the thing in there again and switching it on and doing this, that, and blah, blah. Anyway, eventually it kicked back in, luckily. But now I'm a bit loath to try and do that again in case I knock it off again and it doesn't work. And now it is getting colder out there. Winter's on its way. Do you know what I mean? And I don't want to mess up the heating system. So I'm a bit loath to try and mess about with it again and try and get the heating a bit lower. I mean, I guess I could turn some of the radiators down or something. I don't know. But anyway, again, that's something else. But I'm just thinking in terms of like, I feel exhausted right now. I feel absolutely tired. Really do. I feel absolutely drained of energy. But the thing is that I feel a little bit puzzled by it because by rights. I don't see why I should be necessarily. But anyway, right. I think I've waffled on enough. Like I say, please wish me luck. And let's hope that this job, well, I keep saying that. No, be positive, Paul. We're going to get this job. We are getting this job. Chant with me, everybody. Paul's getting this job. Paul's getting this job. Paul's going to get this job. He's going to get this job. He's definitely getting this job. So, sorry, I'm trying to motivate myself as well here. Right. Okay, thanks guys, and just wanted to share my good news. Bye for now. Cheers.